I can't reach your shoulders. That's not how Jedis become Jedis anyway.
It's not. Well, it actually kind of is.
Well, that
Not what I was doing.
You see in Star Wars, the new Jedi first begins. That's actually very canon. Okay.
It's a great name. You should be a writer.
Yeah. Don't.
Or at least a namer. Thank you.
Don't do it.
Should give people 2 different jobs, writers and namers. You're just going to hand me another.
Damn it.
And that, kids, is how you peer pressure your friends.
That was peer pressure. You know what's unfortunate about it, too? It was premeditated peer pressure. I don't feel good about it.
You've just been subconsciously doing it for like the last 4 questions. Hey, man, you sure you want to drink? No, man, I'm good. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, man, I'm
You
good.
sure?
And then all you had to do was put the beer in front of me twice, and then
I almost
here
opened
we
it.
are.
I almost opened it. I felt like if you would have said no, I would have cracked it and then been like, "Are you sure?"
Sniff it.
5th time's the charm.
Take it in deep.
Oh, will you hand me that notepad? That's right. I guess I'll get it.
You want a Pabst Blue Ribbon?
This is the beer you're
Trying to
looking
keep
for.
it thematic. You're going to go home and think about your life. I'm going to go home and think about my life.
You know, when they're... I guess we should start off by saying spoilers throughout
Spoilers.
this entire
Yes.
episode.
Many spoilers.
Spoilers for The Mandalorian, episode
And-
4,
yeah,
season 1.
No,
everything.
let's
Everything.
I've decided that I'm going to not wait for Sarah, and I'm going to watch The Mandalorian.
Oh,
Sarah,
that's right.
don't
We can't
listen
talk
to
about the
this.
Mandalorian because you're a little
It's very
bitch.
true, but we can say this is the way.
This
Yeah.
is the way.
This is the way.
Is it true that they punch Baby Yoda?
They do twice. Multiple
Jason
times,
Sudeikis,
actually.
bro.
But that was Jason Sudeikis?
That was Jason Sudeikis.
I knew it had to be
and-
somebody.
And some other guy whose name I've seen and face I mildly recognize,
Right.
but don't actually know from
Okay.
anything.
Boom in the face.
Yeah. Jason Sudeikis is a pretty notable voice, too. I'm surprised I didn't notice.
Yeah. I remember
Who's Jason Sudeikis?
Horrible Bosses.
He's in so many movies.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Married to Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Booksmart by Olivia Wilde.
Which was fantastic.
This is not the Booksmart.
Yeah, I was about to
episode,
say, this
Jack.
is the Booksmart episode.
Goodness. All right, so in
You brought it
Booksmart,
up.
my favorite character was Jason Sudeikis' teacher character because he did drugs.
I
but
feel like
was
he always plays a teacher.
He was a principal, I think, actually.
Yeah, he
Same
was
difference.
the principal.
All right.
He was the principal.
And then when Yoda showed up,
Callback.
yeah, that was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys think Skywalker rised or?
No. He rose and then he fell.
He rose and then he
Gasp!
fell.
I spoiled the end of the movie 2 seconds in.
What? Did you?
I did.
Oh, because
Skywalker rose
Kylo
and then he
Ren,
fell.
dude.
Yeah. Fell so hard he disappeared right out of his clothes.
dude.
Kylo Ben.
Jesus Christ.
How do you think he even came up with that name in the first place?
Kylo Ren, probably a dartboard with some shitty names on
Yeah,
it.
he went to the Wu-Tang Clan name generator.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Childish Gambino.
Actually, I really like that.
Kylo.
I like the name Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
It's
Kylo's
pretty
a good
cool,
one.
honestly. Darth Vader would like translated is pretty dumb. It's just like Dark
Dark
Daddy
Father
or some
Yeah,
shit.
It's stupid.
I like Dark Daddy better.
Very-
Dark Daddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Dark Daddy, it's me. You better have my money, bitch. It's a great alternate universe where Darth Vader was actually a pimp. It's the Star Wars I wish I would have seen.
That's the multiverse.
That's nope.
It's happening.
I'm a hard pass on that one.
No?
Yeah, I don't need Pimp Vader, man.
But he's a single father of 2.
I don't. Why are you pointing at me? That doesn't make it any different.
No.
Essentially, Padme dies. Anakin doesn't turn, but has to start stripping
Oh,
to feed Luke and Leia.
that's a really niche fetish.
But it's a fetish.
Well,
And he's got no legs
Just Hayden
and one
Christensen?
arm, and in a robot suit.
Yeah,
Can
let's
I-
just say that still happens.
Can I say
Falling
that I feel like, in the scene where, like, he hears all the voices of the Jedi, I guess I should turn off this fan.
She?
Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm very ill-prepared today.
It's all good.
The scene where she hears all the voices of the Jedi, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Hayden Christensen got a
That's
lot
the
of
weirdest way to
love.
say that, but
Yep.
okay.
Lot of love
Gloss
in that.
right over it. He had a lot.
Yeah, I feel like
Well,
he had
what
a
do you
lot
think?
of lines.
He's fucking Darth
Yeah,
Vader,
I
bitch.
mean, so did Obi-Wan, because not only was there, like, Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan, but Alec Guinness said Rey again.
Mm-hmm.
cheated it.
Yep.
Yeah. But I feel
Manipulated
like
a dead
he had more, like, some really good lines in there.
Luke had some good ones, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you kind of see that one coming, though.
Yeah. They did throw in some real good throwbacks. I mean, they had Ashoka, which was fucking dope. I never recognized her either times I saw the movie.
Nope.
They had Freddie Prince's character from Rebels. Again, didn't hear him either time I saw the movie. And then they had 2 Jedis from Clone Wars that were in the movies but voiced by the people from Clone Wars. Ayala Secura and the Black Lady Jedi from the Jedi Council, whose name I don't know. Yeah, and then all the normal people.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon got some good love too. That was nice.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he do lines? I wonder if he.
Oh, that's
if
a-
he did,
I
if
don't
he
know.
did new lines.
I
or
hope
they
so.
just
I doubt
copy
it.
and pasted it.
I hope so.
It just like
That's what I thought of. I was like, I wonder if they really were like, hey, Hayden, we really want you to be a part of this.
hey.
Oh, I thought we were
hey,
talking about Liam
I hate
Neeson.
addressing
No, I'm
you.
saying like all of them. Though.
Yeah, no,
you know
I'm
what
pretty
saying?
sure Christensen's lines were
Yeah.
specifically recorded. For
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they could pay them, and it's not like that guy's working.
Yep.
I wonder what his last credit is.
I don't know. Is that movie where he was like a drug runner or some shit?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Takers?
Sure. You
He's
can
in
say
Takers.
anything. I wouldn't know.
I know
Seen
he
the
was in that
trailer for
movie
it,
with
though.
Jessica Alba where she gets the... No, he was in the movie where the anesthesia doesn't work. That
Awake?
terrifying... Yeah,
I think that's what it's called. Awake.
I think so. Also, Jumper. That was...
Oh, he
probably-
wasn't Jumper.
I
Jumper
mean,
was
just
a good
everybody
movie.
else from Star Wars is like still has a pretty booming career, but he definitely does not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
Mm,
I think he kind of like tried it and was like, this acting thing is coarse and dense and gritty and very
It's a lot of
And it
work.
gets everywhere. It's coarse. It's irritating. Why is he British?
He is
Your
British.
British is your go-to.
You are not wrong, Jack. Yeah. Weird face. He's got a weird face.
He does.
He's got.
And he has like a weird half mullet, so
Yeah. I do love that part,
I
though.
feel him on that.
Yeah.
It's
I
awesome.
feel him on that half mullet. It's a good look though.
It's a good way to call back a lot of people.
is it though?
I thought about going full mullet recently.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No, not at
What
all.
does surprise me is that
I
you
also like the
haven't.
part where the Jedi's
You know, I've
fight
never
one
done
another.
a full mullet.
And,
What are you wasting your life doing?
Force Ghosts.
Podcasting, unfortunately.
Self-burn.
Oh, hey, guys.
Sick. All right. So I'm gonna just go off all
What
these notes.
part of the movie did you enjoy?
No, it's
Most.
not. It's actually nothing like that. C-3PO was the most outstanding character in the whole movie.
C-3PO had the
Bobby
best
Freak?
moment in the entire movie,
Wait
and
for
they
that.
fucking ruined it
They did.
Oh, by reverting it?
by reverting it.
wouldn't be
Granted,
the first time,
I mean,
though.
like R2 is a repair droid, like that's
Yeah.
his whole fucking purpose, so it makes sense that R2 could do it. But like that moment where he was like, "I'm just taking one last look at my friends,"
Yeah, it was pretty
it
rough.
fucking tore me up
Yeah.
on the
I
inside.
already cried at that part when I saw the trailer.
Yeah, they
I was
got
like,
me
why is he
Monday Night
saying
Football.
that?
Yeah,
the
Monday Night
context
Football got
of
me.
that situation and like the depth and like, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, that hit hard.
It was rough.
Same with Chewie, man.
Yeah, the Chewie one I think is the one that I
Yeah.
think I like noticeably in the theater. People were like starting to look down more. I was like, y'all cry.
I wish they would have killed him. I wish they would just let everyone.
I think
dead.
that scene would have been a lot more impactful if they did kill Chewbacca.
Yeah.
But
It
I do
would've.
think that was my favorite scene. And you guys both saw it in IMAX, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to relate to this part. But the part where Kylo Ren and Rey are playing tug of war with Chewie's aircraft,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and in IMAX, the bass, literally, I could feel it in my nuts. It was so cool.
Can't relate, but I do understand what you're talking
Like Ray
about.
would pull it, and then the whole theater would be like, "Vroom," and then Kylo would pull, but it would be like, like dubstep. It was like, wow, what is happening? Like I felt
Yeah,
it.
no, I didn't.
You know where I heard that a lot was what's the Sith planet?
Exicle?
Exegol.
Exegol.
Testicle.
However you say that. There's like 2 X's in there. The sound, the lightning, and like
Dude, the way they did that
Yeah,
was
that
great.
was cool.
it was it was so visually great, and then like the sound of it, like it wasn't just like your normal like lightning or thunder. Like it just had like a different
Yeah.
sound.
I want to know what a meteorologist thinks of that planet. They're like, hey, you got problems.
One of the things, like I was talking to someone recently.
I think the Sith are doing that. No, because like if you look at
Every now and then they're just like,
if you look at the planet after they sink the Star Destroyers, the planet looks fine. It's not like red and smoky.
That's actually a really
fair.
good point.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say though is I don't remember who I was talking to, but someone had mentioned that the last 2 movies didn't seem as like space opera-y in terms of the music. Like the music just wasn't hitting the notes as hard as like the older movies were. And holy shit, man, they killed it.
Oh,
with
this one
music
is
in
really
this
good.
movie.
Yeah.
Like at the very end when the entire like rebel backup shows up and it's just like the OG Star Wars theme, but oh my god, in IMAX it was so fucking loud. It was
IMAX for that
just
reason.
different enough. It felt like oh my god, I was so happy.
Yeah. And then in this one, I feel like they used a lot of the older themes into like the new ones, or just kind
I
of
think they always do that.
remixing it.
It's like they're always kind of just building off of the same thing. But that's like the Harry Potter theme is so recognizable for that same reason.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like it wasn't the same in the first two.
No,
And this one, I feel like the music was really on.
This is actually John Williams' last Star Wars.
It is.
movie.
Is it?
And he was actually in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the man, right?
He was
or
the
something like that.
bartender on Kajimi. He had like the eye thing.
Oh, is that why they give him that little scene?
Wow, 9 movies
like
to
literally
get John
no
Williams a
reason
role?
for them to flash to the bartender as they're walking in there. The only reason they do is because he is John
What was
Williams.
his line? I hated.
He didn't
his
have a line.
He's just like,
He just kind of like did
No,
this,
like I
this
think like
head
this the
shake
guy
thing.
like says like someone says something to him.
I don't think
and
so,
then-
man.
and he's like, I'm John Williams.
Yeah, I'm John. It's John Lennon. I'm John Williams. I do the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, no, I don't think he had a line, my dude.
No, but I like
We
I just
both
remember
saw
the
it like
line before,
yesterday.
like-
What the heck?
I literally saw it today.
Oh well, even okay. Trusted Marco on this one,
He
though he does
But-
smoke a lot of weed.
did. It was very high during this one too. Way more high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it way more this time though.
Oh,
The
dude, me
higher
too.
I am in a movie, the more likely I am to cry at something stupid.
Yeah, well,
I was sober
sure.
and I still cried a shit ton. So
Poe's monologue at the end
I don't really remember
that got me. You know, right before like this
like,
was
"I'm
like
sorry."
after. Yeah, it's like I'm sorry. Yeah, his monologue was really good in that.
yeah,
I wish they
Oscar
would.
Isaac was just a fucking star in that movie.
He was so good as Apocalypse.
especially.
Can he go now?
Yeah.
Does this have to be 3 people?
You know, I had I had so much hope
3PPO?
for that movie for him in Apocalypse.
Trash.
Yeah,
Clearly,
it
you didn't see the
was.
first
It
4
was
movies.
so
that
bad.
President-
Yeah, man. I really wish they would have built up Poe better in the previous 2 movies because it just
He
doesn't
shines.
feel like the lesson they tried to teach him in The Last Jedi hit at all.
It's true, yeah.
Like he just went straight into the bullshit.
He's a
being
flat boy.
difficult. Like the entire sacrifice that he had to experience and the lesson he learned, nothing was taken. Like that's my biggest fucking problem with this movie is yes, a lot of people didn't like The Last fucking Jedi, but that doesn't mean that you should rewrite an entire fucking trilogy to cut out all the shit most of the fans hate. It made the movie feel so incohesive. It was just atrocious on my first watch. And then I stopped having high expectations and fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think they should have done otherwise? Done 2 more movies?
Yes, because one of the other biggest problems is the first hour is so jam fucking packed with quick pacing that I felt like I needed some kind of seatbelt while I was watching the fucking
Yeah, that'd
movie.
be fun though. 4DX now.
Like they just crammed so much shit
classic
back to
retro.
back to back to back to back to back that I really like. I wanted to just have time to sit and ruminate. It's the final thing. Don't rush it, you know. And that's a lot of what they did. I
I think
think.
they just cut a lot of stuff, maybe of that bulk.
I mean, there was definitely some scenes cut. Like they mentioned the whole Lando scene with the First Order.
Let's
thing.
talk about that real quick because that one's weird.
That was fucking ridiculous.
Well, so you just saw the movie today. What do you?
Yeah.
What did you take from that scene where Lando sits down with the girl at the end?
I think it's it low key looks. It's like his heart's in a good place, but it comes off super creepy.
That's
It
what I
comes
thought.
off really creepy because they cut out a scene where they hint way more that she's potentially his daughter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured that they were going for, but it's just got like a creepy tone to it.
It's just
got
like,
like
why
So
cut the
creepy.
scene that has the context that you need for the others?
Yeah, like why just take both the scenes out? Fucking
Exactly.
refilm something with Lando. Do anything else but make Lando seem like a fucking weird, creepy old guy.
Yeah.
That was true. I did recognize that. And I was
Like
like,
Donald Glover still got it.
yeah, yeah. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh, it was kind of weird, and I saw it again, and I'm like, oh no, it does just sound very creepy.
Creepy as
Yeah.
fuck.
I could have done without that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Lando didn't need to be in the movie at all.
No, it was.
He really didn't.
It was just for.
It might have been more impactful if they didn't spoil he was in the movie in the trailer.
Yeah, like that would have
Yeah,
been a
that would've been
great
cool.
surprise.
That would have been a good reveal.
If they would have killed him off.
I'd be like, what? The only living guy left? Whoa! I like how the enemy side had that too, though. They had that general who was like, "I thanks,
Price?
happy to serve you
Price was tight,
again." And then you're like, "Does anybody remember him?"
Yeah, I don't.
but
I
he
don't know
was.
what he's
It was so cool. I feel like he was like, you know what's crazy? The Sith generals always just very strong characters.
Yeah.
Like you look at Tarkin.
Tarkin,
You look
yeah.
at in Rogue One, whatever his name
Solo
was.
too, even the Vision played.
I mean, even
Yeah, he was all right. He's all right, but yeah, like Hux.
He's like unique.
Hux was good, and then even Price right after.
and
Hux.
I mean, you even get to see like some sprinkled in the Mandalorian where they show
That's true.
like imps, and all of them are very like gruff, stern fucking people.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was
Werner
like,
Herzog and guy
Fucking-
from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Giancarlo Espinosa.
What? El Pollos Hermanos.
is that guy? Is he in the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a really, really good job as always.
Is he a general?
or,
Nice.
or like something?
He's in
he's
the.
a moth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that like a title?
it is.
Oh,
I didn't
know
realize
that.
it was a title until recently.
I know you'd be like, wait, they're all named Moff.
Oh,
Yeah.
like mom,
terrible
Moth
name.
is like
like
lieutenant.
general.
Tarkin,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That makes sense.
I don't know like the
Hermanos.
official equivalent, but yeah, it's definitely
Oh, Moff
a title.
Wise. You have done an excellent job.
Moff Wise.
Can we just talk about how absolute fucking trash the Knights of Ren were?
I know, what the
Please?
fuck? I mean,
Why
it's-
were they were
the
they
thing
were
is, I think
grand
people hyped it up,
stalkers.
not the movies.
They were what?
The movies didn't hype it
Stalkers.
up.
That's all they did. The entire fucking
They just
movie.
followed
We're
people.
just up, pan the camera. There's the Knights of Ren. They're following them.
They're like ring rates,
Up,
but not
up,
cool.
pan the camera. There's the
There's
Knights of
that.
Ren. They're following them.
I did like the reveal when Chewie's like walking away, and then they like pan and it's the Knights Ren. I was like,
Yeah.
that was a great, and then the sweep as well, like because the camera's going like this, and then like it goes to them, and then the sweep goes that way too, and I was like, beautiful cut, like that was,
was
so,
good.
like that was
It was
great
good.
editing, like
But I
great
mean,
camera
like,
work.
let's look at it this way: the Praetorian Guards from the last movie, more badass than the Knights of Ren.
For sure, yeah.
They fucking had the chance to injure, and it took 2 fucking people to take out about an equivalent amount. Whereas the Knights of Ren were able to beat the shit out of an unarmed Ben Solo.
The guy that's, like,
but
their
the
master.
minute he gets a fucking lightsaber, done like
Yeah.
that, just finished.
It probably cuts right through their weapons.
Yeah, well,
What
like
can they really do?
Like so, they had the weapons right, and then they're kind of like melee weapons. I thought they were gonna like activate and like you know how they would have like the lightsaber like longsword.
Yeah.
You know how like that's a thing.
Yeah.
In,
Yeah,
in some
anything.
canon? I thought
Literally
that's what was
anything.
gonna happen. Like they had like their weapons, and then like you wouldn't see it until like the end battle where it's like boom, and then
That'd be
you see
nutty
that they
if that
have
actually
fucking
happened.
monster lightsabers. I thought that was gonna happen, and even like today
Yeah.
I saw it, and I, was
that's
like, missed
what everyone
opportunities.
thought was going to happen, and that's why it wasn't popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's weird to me is it felt specifically like Abrams and the other writer specifically wrote this movie to fix a lot of the mistakes fans didn't like about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But I think one thing every single person can agree on who both liked or disliked The Last Jedi and Force Awakens, everyone wanted more of the Knights of the Ren. Like why did they not fucking follow through with the fan hype?
Yeah.
And
I think they just didn't want to be
deliver.
like, there's like new Jedi. Like, what the fuck? Other than
No,
Rey.
they already built them up to be people who trained
Yeah.
with Kylo Ren as Jedi and followed him off after the Skywalker.
Like, can I play with the lightsaber? And he's like, no.
And I mean, they decided to throw in a fucking random villain in the last movie, even though it's not totally random. It's Palpatine, but still.
talking about Palpatine?
I am.
He's got a little bit of Russian in him,
That's
just like the Kyber crystals.
what?
Do it. I like how they did that again.
it.
They,
I did
they
too.
threw that one
I did
again.
too.
I was like, just do it. And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of those lines in that movie where
Yeah. There's a
Dark side of the Force leads to some abilities.
the Han Solo like vision
That was
Yeah.
great.
at the end where he like doesn't say anything. I was like, oh, he's gonna say I love you. Then he just like looks at him and he's like, I know. And I was like, those bastards, they did it again.
Yep.
They did it again. And then that's when I started really catching a lot of these lines that were like plants all the way through. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it was very fan
Well,
service.
Man,
every
yeah.
Star
But I
Wars
don't
has.
think it's to the
I have a
right
bad
fan.
feeling about this, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a hand cut off. I don't know whose hand got cut off in this one, though.
Probably a Knight of Ren.
I
Everybody.
mean, they might as well have been fighting like they all had one
But
hand.
now one of them can come back and be like, "Where's my hat?" It's coming soon to Marvel Comics.
Where's my hand? Episode 1.
I was gonna say there'd be a Knights of Ren comic. I wouldn't.
Knights of
I wouldn't-
I
Hand.
imagine there has to be because there's literally nothing known about them and everyone loves them. So, except maybe now because they're absolute fucking garbage.
They're done.
You
they're
know,
dead.
you know who I want to see more of?
Babu
Freak.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'll read that
was
solo
great.
comic.
That was great.
In the first watch through, I was like, "That's a great character." Every time I saw him, I was smiling. And then I was like, "This time, I'm like, I'm gonna tone it back down. I'm gonna set my expectations higher for the Babu Freak scene, just to be like,
To match. to
I
make
was
sure.
like, I'm like skeptical about it. Watch it again, and I'm like, nope, I still love every second of it.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it so much the first time I watched it. And then going through the second time, I'm like, this is so awesome. Wait a minute, it's over already? Fuck!
Yeah, I thought it was way longer. Way longer. I forgot that he pops up in like the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the end.
dude. that
Like
was
the
great.
first time it caught me off guard, and I was just like, yeah. And then this time I was like, I legit forgot that it happened again. And then he's just like, it's because it's
Was
like
that he
it's,
survived and
it's
fucking
so
died?
yeah, it's so bad. Like as far as like the edit of it, because he's just like boop,
Well,
and
yeah,
it's like it's
yeah.
almost like a pop up, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
He's
Babu.
definitely he's a puppet for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just that was a really fun character. I think it was like the best new character
Oh,
from
yeah.
this movie.
For
Too many
sure.
of them, but
Yeah.
the thing with Babu that got me thinking is because like it is obviously a puppet, but like not to get too into this is a Mandalorian thing, but you already know Baby Yoda exists.
Yeah.
But Baby Yoda is definitely a puppet too.
Yeah.
So like I really want to see how they fucking did that. Because like the way he moves sometimes is just fucking weird. Babu seems like very stationary,
Yeah.
but Baby Yoda moves around a lot, I feel like.
Probably like ventriloquism, like with the little cross thing.
That's true.
And they do the thing.
Ventriloquism plus a guy's hand.
I don't think there's a guy's
for it.
hand.
How do they move their mouth?
Imagine it could have been like a puppet, where like,
robotics.
like an
Animatronics.
actual like animatronics.
It's
Because you know
definitely
that's what
animatronics,
like
yeah.
Abrams did, like the first movie. There's a lot of animatronics and just
Practical
practical
effects,
effects. So
Yeah. One thing I'm starting to notice is just like how bad the lip syncing is with a lot of the puppets. Like there's a character in The Mandalorian and that motherfucker is just like
Oh, is this, Queel?
wah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking like he's talking a full on sentence the entire time, but his mouth looks like my hand for this conversation.
It's like a video game. Like a really bad
It's
video
bad,
game. where
man.
they
that's what I think
put
of
that forward.
a lot of the early Yoda stuff. But it'd be like, it's like
I feel like
his hand goes like all the way around. And I'm
I
like,
think that's how that
saw
sound
that.
developed, though. That I think Yoda only makes that sound because the puppet can look so good when it's like, you know.
I do
He's
say
like, what if he's constantly like
old Yoda looks like one of the best puppets out there. I
you think so?
the
old
one in the
Yoda-
Last Jedi? Even like with
It's the same one.
Yeah, but they made his eyes blink and stuff. Unless they did that in the originals, I don't recall.
No, I feel like the original one was a little bit slower, like moving.
I don't know, man. Yoda did
bit
some crazy
basic.
shit in the originals.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
You mean the prequels?
The originals.
What does he do in the originals?
He's just
he's
he's more
just,
spry than you would think for someone who's about to die in the next movie.
he dies very early in that movie.
There's like
Yeah.
a year between each one, almost. I think.
Was it? Yeah, and then he just died.
Well, the disease went south.
You know who's the worst character in this?
Is
Do
he
you have a
gonna-
word? Did you hate any of the new characters?
Any of the new
Oh,
characters?
those new ones.
No, I don't think I really
I don't
hated.
think I did either.
Yeah, because I don't think there were too
I really
many
hated that
new
lesbian. No, I'm just
characters.
kidding.
I totally missed that the first time.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I caught it.
yeah. I like missed it the first time.
It's just really casual.
That scene was cut out from China I
and
think.
Singapore.
and Singapore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I saw it this time, and I was just like, okay, like they just
A
kissed.
lot of
Sure.
inclusion in Star Wars these days.
Yeah,
But why wouldn't there be?
yeah.
It's a
Oh, I know who
different
you're gonna say.
galaxy.
Who?
I know who you're gonna say.
Did
The
I
guy
tell you
from-
already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is it?
The guy from Lost.
You know, he's not the worst. He's
Really?
not the
Is it
worst.
Greg-
no,
Greg
I really,
He's not new,
He's not
technically.
new.
I don't know if I don't dislike him, but he's definitely that character that, like, I see him and stuff, and it never really blows my mind what he does in the movie or the show. I'm just like, oh, it's that guy.
Oh, you're talking about Dominic Monaghan, not
Yeah.
the Star Wars character.
Well, yeah, well, he's
The Lost.
yeah,
guy.
but I'm just saying, like in that movie, he's
I like to
like,
think
I'm
of
like,
him as a
oh.
hobbit.
he had way
Yeah.
too much screen time. Like more screen time than
Oh my
like
God.
Greg did.
But he
in
was
both
always
of the
just
movies.
there.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Why?
for, like, yeah, why?
Like
Like,
friends.
Yes,
Hey,
sure.
if you guys were friends with J.J. Abrams and he didn't put you in the movie, would you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, kind of.
But like,
I
mean,
do that with all my friends.
Greg Gunnerberg was in the last 2 movies and had less screen time than Dominic Monaghan did.
Yeah, but he
in
raised his
both
child.
movies.
I would just do cameos though.
Yeah, right.
I'd only give you guys
like,
cameos.
exactly
if
what it
either
is.
of you
I
ever
want you
make a
guys to
movie,
know.
put me in a fucking Stormtrooper outfit. We're good.
Yeah, that's that's the least that I would ask. My
Have you
friends like
punched
that's a
baby
good
Jar Jar?
No.
Oh,
spin-off.
that'd
So
be
who's the
funny.
worst?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear this.
Dio.
Fuck you.
Who's that?
Dio,
The robot.
the new droid.
Oh, you don't like
He
the new
was
droid?
fucking
No, he was
great.
You know
so
that was
pointless.
J.J. Abrams?
Yeah, I
voiced
know.
it?
I
He
read
was
that actually.
great.
No, so every scene where it's a Dio scene could literally be done by BB-8.
Mm-hmm.
Literally
BB-8
anything.
needed a
Disagree,
friend, dude.
They got the map to the Exegol from that droid.
Mm-hmm.
He could have downloaded it from the ship.
What? They would have tried that first because that's the first thing they checked.
They
before
didn't.
They fell in the swamp or whatever, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't have made
Or the
Why not?
story sense.
Why not?
story
Because then they wouldn't have to go find the fucking Sith Wayfinder if they had a map in the ship that they found before they went to Endor.
What information does Dio give him?
Dio gives them
He
the
had
location of Exegol.
Yeah, he literally had the
Yeah.
and
And
the
the
waypoint
wayfind-
thing gets destroyed.
Yeah, but I'm saying like BB-8 could, because they found him on that ship, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
So that
he
ship-
was a little pupper.
That ship could have been to Exegol.
It could have been, and it was, but the problem is they needed
Don't they fly that ship to Exegol?
no.
They definitely take it with them.
No, yeah, they
No,
do. But regardless, I'm saying like it's a point that could have been just the BB-8 thing. Like they could have logged into the ship's like history or whatever, and then they could have just found like the map to Exegol.
But then they wouldn't need to go to Endor and have the badass lightsaber fight on the Death Star.
They could have.
And we all
It could
wanted
have just
that.
been BB-8 giving them the information.
Yes, but if BB-8 got that information on the ship, they would never have to go find the Jedi Wayfinder or the Sith Wayfinder. They would never have to do that. So everything on Endor becomes pointless.
But then even then, like it could have just been found at the same time. They could have still done that, and then.
But Marco, you're supposed to gain hope, lose it, and then gain it again.
But they could have. They could have, because then they would have just been like,
Nah.
"Oh yeah, that ship's been to Exegol."
Yeah, but they lose that ship after Kajimi.
Do they? No.
Yes,
they take it
because
back.
they take the Mandalorian off of the not the Mandalorian.
I was like, what?
The Millennium Falcon. They take them when they go up to save Chewie. They leave on the Millennium Falcon, not on the ship that they fly up there with.
Regardless,
Because all you
everything
gotta
that
do is
droid did nothing for me that like BB-8 couldn't have
We
done.
get it, Marco.
And especially because I
Fucking droid
think
raises.
BB-8 is, I want to say, right up there with 3PO,
Mm-hmm.
or very close second as the best droid of the whole
Wait, you
saga.
like 3PO more than R2?
Yeah, 100%.
You're a crazy person.
He shined in this last
R2 's
movie.
He
got
shined in
jet
this last
feet.
movie, but R2 has shined in every other fucking movie.
Has he though?
Yes.
Has
Like a
he
bunch of
this
A1
this
battle droids.
droid?
Make one
this
sound that
droid-
3PO makes that's better than any sound R2 makes.
I'm complaining about this right
Oh
now.
yeah, it's like no, but I'm just saying like he's at. I feel like 3PO has just been a more consistent character as compared to 3PO or R2 that's just beeps.
That's just racist, man. It's because you can
It's
only
droidist.
understand 3PO and you can't understand R2.
Yeah, because
You're
you can sympathize more for that character. Just like in this
No,
last
man.
movie,
R2 is more like a dog, and humans.
he wasn't
innately
even
empathize more with dogs.
in
He wasn't even in this movie at all.
I don't really
This
like
one
protocol
or the
droids
first
at
one?
all. I think they're all lame.
The
he
Force
wasn't-
Awakens?
No, he was in the first one.
The Force Awakens, not until the very end.
Oh, I thought you meant like the first.
Oh yeah, no, he was there, and then Force Awakens where he wakes up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens is such a
He's-
good video game name.
Force
It
Awakens.
is.
Should have been.
That is. That
It
should've
sounds
been.
like a sequel to the fucking
Yeah, to
Force Unleashed.
Jedi Fallen Order.
That could have been the prequel.
Yeah.
Could have been the prequel.
Cool. I'm glad I derailed.
No, definitely
your
not the worst. Though.
droid debate.
Definitely
Yeah.
not the worst.
Yeah.
No.
So then, who's the worst?
The
Probably
worst in the movie, Dominic Monaghan.
But he said that thing.
He literally had no purpose in that entire movie. He could have been entirely.
Everyone else did.
If they would have replaced him with Greg Gunnerberg or however the fuck you say that guy's name,
Grunberg.
Grunberg.
Grun-
like it would
Now
have
I'm
made
losing
his
it.
death a fraction more meaningful
Yeah.
when it eventually happened, because it meant absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I
nothing.
forgot he
I felt
died.
for it a little bit. I like because Poe makes a big reaction to it. And I
Put
was
him in
just
the
like,
in memoriam. Well, yeah, dude. They
I'm like,
work
yep, he
together.
does,
They're
yeah.
colleagues.
they're called
Yeah.
He wouldn't call him a friend, but he'd be like, I used to work with
Poe Dameron, best pilot in all the Star Wars saga.
Yeah, and
He's got to be, right?
They
I
tried to
mean,
make him
what about Anakin,
so much
dude?
more like Han Solo.
Let's
in
make
this
him
latest
race.
movie.
Yeah,
That's
And
true.
I think it was.
it was a good. It was a good
benefit.
Yeah, I feel like it played to his character a lot because he did take on like a commander role where he's like,
Yeah.
we need you out there, this and that. He played a big part in trying like that little turn on Rey.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
I think they did it very backwards because I feel like in The Force Awakens, he's got his shit together. He's
Yeah.
like, I have to do this for the Resistance. I have to do what's right for the Resistance.
Yeah.
I have my shit together.
He's also
And
the
then,
first character you really.
Yeah. And then in The Last Jedi, he's a little more unstable. He's making like bullheaded decisions.
Yeah.
And then he becomes more likable making those stupid
Yeah.
decisions and more difficult in Rise of Skywalker, but still never gets that like oomph that he needs until like
there
the
was
very
never
end
like
of the monologue.
a gold star moment for him.
He's got a great comic series.
Just yeah, but I mean doesn't do much for you.
heck irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never did get his moment, huh?
You guys think people were
Neither
mad
did
that he didn't
Finn.
turn up being gay with Finn?
I think it would have made for a much more interesting
Yeah.
plot line than what he had. Although I do like
And then Finn's thing that he wanted to tell. Sorry.
oh dude, that's such bullshit.
The thing that Finn could have told him at the end was that he's like, "Yo, I love Poe, dude."
Like
And then
literally
Ray back.
anything more than I'm force sensitive.
But that's how we know that he knew when Ray died, right?
You mean Leia?
Well,
No, when
no,
Ray died.
when Ray died,
Yeah.
he did.
He like
Oh, yeah,
stopped.
yeah,
He's on the
yeah.
but
Falcon.
he had
and
been
he stopped.
showing that he's force sensitive
Yeah.
more than just in that moment. Like, oh, it's that ship, the one ship out of 1,600
Yeah.
that are in the air right now.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know that? Oh, it's because you're force sensitive. We kind of picked up on it. Like he
couldn't
needed
tell.
to either be in love with Rey, he needed to either be in love with Poe, and
Even
what-
Rose fell by the wayside.
yeah. And I know a lot of people don't like Rose, but they fucking shafted her hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially after all the bullshit she went through on social
Yeah,
media.
for real.
Oh,
like-
really? The actress?
Yeah, she had to quit all social media because she was getting harassed because people didn't
Jesus.
like her fucking character.
God, the internet is terrible.
It's fucking atrocious.
Oh,
and they cut all her shit out because they spent too much money on CGI for Leia.
Which was honestly probably
Oh,
the
the
worst parts of that.
Mediocre as fuck.
I honestly, I really, especially because the sound is
Just like 2 notches differently.
so it's so audibly noticeable.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I understand.
for
what,
Leia,
like
you
it's
mean?
yeah. It's
I
the
guess
most
I didn't,
nitpicky thing, but like
She's got kind of an interesting voice, though, too.
She does, but
She
it, like
does.
it almost feels like
It's-
they
it-
put a tape recorder up to a microphone.
It's like they like the background noise is all beautiful, and then whenever it's like a Leia scene, it like drops the background noise, and then
Yeah.
you just hear Leia, and then it'll cut to like that behind the shoulder scene, and then it's like back to normal, and you're like, ugh, like
That is
just
weird.
stop.
And let's be real, her death was fucking stupid.
It was, yeah. Like she's
Honestly,
just
they
like,
should have
I'm
just
gonna-
killed her.
I'm
They
gonna
should have
show
just
up,
killed her in
dude.
the second one.
They should have.
That's
Like
true.
that would have been a better ending than the one that she got. I think that
tragic,
like I stand by my
honestly.
prediction
Less
in
than
the last
heroic.
episode. They should have let her be the only person that lives. Lando should have died in this movie.
Chewie should have died in this.
Chewie should have died. C-3PO should have lost his memory, and Leia should have been the only one left alive. And the Force bullshit that she did, like it was so poorly written because they had constraints with what she could and couldn't say, what CGI they could and couldn't do. So they should have just fucking left it as it was, had her do her thing, and then not die in a fucking like shrouded dark
Yeah.
bullshit thing where all she says is a name.
Her daughter was not there. You were right.
Billy Lord.
Yeah.
On the
Is
scene?
that her name? Yeah. There's a scene where she like she's in the
Fades.
shroud, and it's like a little like funeral type like gathering. Her daughter's the only one not there.
Maybe it was like too awkward to film or too hard.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously that's not really her mom under that blanket.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like that might have been it, but it was
She's
it's-
definitely in the movie.
She definitely is.
Yeah. She's just not
got a couple
in
lines and
that
everything.
particular scene, which you
Also
had
in
pointed
Booksmart.
out.
Did I?
I think so.
sure?
Or did you point it out to me?
I didn't.
I didn't say it, no.
Someone pointed it out that
I
she
don't
wasn't
notice
there,
things
and
like
when I watched it today, I like looked at everyone,
Everyone?
and I was like, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. So I thought that was very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, I did not like the
Yeah, it was.
To just killed her. I felt like it would be way more impactful if they would have killed her in the second one, like they did, where it wasn't Kylo and it was just the other person.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good idea.
Oh, you mean like Holdo?
What? No. Like
So
like-
when she pushes herself back into the ship,
Yeah.
she should have
Probably
not
not
done that.
She-
She just died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. But they probably wanted her to have a heroic ending rather than a tragic ending.
Yeah, I guess.
The game, the Star Wars doesn't like it. It does lean into tragic, but it doesn't stay in there too long.
It doesn't. It really
They
doesn't.
should have.
I mean, Order 66 is obviously a big ass thing, things like that. But
Yeah, that was the only movie that had like a true tragedy that,
But it
that
had to.
stuck.
you get to be like,
Whereas,
why is
like,
this
I
guy-
mean, like you blow up Alderaan and then they blow up the Death Star. Fucking, you try blowing up Endor, you kill a few fucking Ewoks, and then they blow up the Death Star again.
it's also just learn from the first one,
Right?
Stop building Death Stars.
They've literally built 4 different types of Death Stars. They had the first one, the second one, Starkiller Base, and the fucking Starship ones.
The fleet.
The
From
fleet.
this movie?
The final,
fleet.
the
You can't
final,
count those as Death Stars.
the
Nobody's
final
gonna look at
order.
it as a star.
The final
That was
Fucking
cool,
stupid.
actually.
Fucking stupid.
I like that because it's the first order, and you're like, "What's the second?" And
Yeah,
you're
but
skip
like,
it.
like
we
I
want
just,
the final.
I'm really bothered by the fact that Palpatine was pulling the strings the whole time and literally had no presence in either of the movies.
Yeah.
It's just such
It
a
is
fucking
weird.
cop-out bullshit Deus Ex Machina. Like, how can we have this be cool and make Snoke irrelevant without any fucking consequence? Palpatine did it all with no
Palpatine.
explanation of anything at all as to
In
how he
your
survived and why he has
anger.
all of the Sith in him. Is bullshit.
Yeah, that was
Palpatine
weird.
is a trash
That was like
enemy.
one of the things I was
Is
saying.
it
Like,
trash?
what, like,
Palpatine was the worst character in Star
like,
Wars.
what is going on in his little chamber?
Yeah, dude. Are there
Like,
like
you get IMAX speakers in there? Or something?
it's fucking like he has an entire cult that's cheering him on, like an audience.
But you could never really like see them, so I just assumed they were made of wood. And they
I
weren't
I
really,
had
like,
no idea if they were
moving,
real
but-
Yeah.
people or not.
That
But
whole
either
scene
way,
is
Well, yeah,
nutty in
that's
IMAX.
the whole thing. Yeah, it is.
Straight up.
They're like disciples. They're the ones that conjured up the final fleet. Those are like all his followers. That
So they're
like
all
follow.
Sith?
They're people.
Yeah,
Then?
yeah. That's why it's a Sith
That's why
planet.
you're saying like with the lightning in the
stupid.
sky.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Fucking
like Sith. Yeah, that's like
so then why were there only 6 people that tried to fight off Rey?
Yeah, right. Like they didn't want to like
there's only
stop
guards,
her.
Yeah, well, because like I imagine they were like monk type characters, not like Sith Jedi
Let me
type
look into this
characters.
more.
They
I
had
feel like-
enough fucking power to conjure up 1,600 fucking
Yeah,
Star
but that's
Destroyers.
Yeah,
magic.
but maybe
They
they're
can't.
too focused on that to do anything else.
No, because they were up and operational at the time.
That's true.
And they just
They
had to
got
launch
power.
off the fucking planet, which apparently they couldn't do for some asinine reason.
They were waiting for the final order.
They were waiting for the communications because they had to lead them out themselves.
Stupid.
So obviously we got to talk about Rey's last name
Oh, fucking garbage, dude.
because it is kind of related to what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I think it's absolute trash. I mean, granted, there are some really great fan theories that
It's
push
Palpatine,
towards
by the way.
it,
I don't know if that was clear.
but
Ray Palpatine don't really roll off the tongue.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
It is
Also,
Rey
how the
Skywalker.
He didn't name
fuck-
her. If he named her name probably would have been like
Well, that was his
Samantha
granddaughter.
Palpatine.
Yeah,
So
who
it's
the
like, what's
fuck
he
had
doing
a
that?
kid with Darth Sidious?
In your arrogance.
Yeah, I think about that because it's like
Well, it probably had to be
your
somebody when he
parents?
was like still in on the Jedi Council or in the Senate or whatever, like in that age.
so he was getting down.
Yeah, but
That's a pretty
still,
big
that's
period
like
of time though.
that's like a 60-year-old dude getting
but they have
jiggy
two
with it.
generations pass
Yeah,
to be a great or granddaughter.
like Homeboy is old in
It's like 50,
in
60.
fucking like the originals,
Yeah,
and now he's like 30 years.
I like to
you
just
know?
think he had stress ages. You know, like,
Yeah,
He
being
also
being
did get,
being,
like,
yeah,
government
being
like
a
not
Sith
easy.
Lord. Yeah, being
Yeah.
a Sith Lord is
Being
it's
an
hard on the
undercover
skin.
I,
Lord is hard.
granted, I don't know what it is, but like they answered too many questions with more questions that needed answers to end this.
oh, you
trilogy.
need answers to who fucked Palpatine?
Yeah, because I guarantee
I'll
you,
send
no
you a
one
link,
fucked
buddy.
Palpatine. It's a clone,
Yeah, it is probably some shenanigan stuff like that.
Oh, I saw that she
Yeah.
was a clone.
and it bothers the fuck out of me that they talk so big into all this cloning nonsense, but never fucking teased it outside of the clones.
Also, if you make a clone, doesn't it start at a young age? What the fuck is he doing?
I like being 100.
It's crazy. Like,
He's lived a
Also,
long life. He
what the
knows
fuck-
exactly
like,
where his
what's
sweet spot
Snoke
was.
steal? I created him. What the fuck you create him for? What was his
created
purpose?
him
To-
because he
to-
looked uglier than me, and I needed competition. I don't know.
I mean, like, let's be real. Palpatine is just some dude who creates scenarios for himself to where no matter which way it goes, it works out for him until it doesn't. Because the original...
He almost had it, though. He almost had it this
He was
time.
close. He was close.
He was so
Except
close.
he did not expect that second lightsaber to be his downfall. Fucking
You know,
stupid.
and
it
his
pit-
own lightning again.
She does the X with the lightsabers. I was so upset 'cause she could have just done like a. She'd have been the second one to ever wield like 2 lightsabers. Instead, she does like the X thing, and I'm like,
Yeah, I really wish there was more actual like
Yeah.
dual
Lightsaber
lightsaber
also,
play.
why didn't? Okay, she can do the Force lightning. How
Mm-hmm.
cool would it have been if she would have used the lightning against Palpatine?
It would have been cool, but Force Lightning is a Sith thing. And she only did it because she was struggling with the dark side.
Yeah.
And she had to be rid of the dark side and not hate Palpatine in order for the ritual not to happen.
But that's the thing is, she can still use that power because
No.
now she's using it
No, she can't.
in
You don't
in
understand how
Jedi
it
Alliance.
You don't.
Don't understand
You know,
the force.
The
Marco.
lightning is something that like Mace Windu's lightsaber fighting style is one of the most dangerous ones because it teeters on the dark side as he's using it. So he's like the only person that can use it.
Why?
Rey-
Mace Windu can
Mace-
use force lightning.
No, not
No,
Force Lightning. His
his-
lightsaber
yeah.
fighting style.
Oh, which is what though?
I don't know the name of it, but it's essentially
Purple
one of the-
lightsaber fighting.
One-
He's
it,
purple.
it uses the power of the dark side as he's fighting with his lightsaber.
Does that explain Clone Wars or something?
I don't know where it's explained. I just know that it's canon.
It's interesting. I just don't know.
yeah, no,
maybe
it's-
that's
it's-
why his lightsaber is purple too.
It
It's
is
like verging on red
it
from
is,
blue.
I think.
Be interesting.
But for
Dude,
Force
red and blue
Lightning,
make purple.
you have to be evil. You
Yeah.
have to give into the hatred, and the whole ending is that she is absolving the hatred of the person. So she can't use Force Lightning.
Just saying, would have been tight.
It would have been tight. It would have been tight as fuck. But as a
She had
as
him
a
long enough that
fucking
it-
nerd,
Yeah.
it can't work.
Because it has to make sense within the world.
Yeah. I mean, if you thought I was bad right now
Do it.
trying to correct you, just imagine that, but like much louder, a little bit more neckbeardier, and
Just a little bit more. Just a little
just a
bit
little
more.
bit. Yeah.
Just a pinch. What do you think about her chosen last name?
That was fucking stupid.
Coolest thing about that scene is just her lightsaber.
Her lightsaber is dope as shit. That should have happened
No.
like 16
Marco
hours
has
earlier.
a retort.
No, we all have agreed that lightsaber color is the weakest.
It's not the color that I
It's
like
not
about
the
it,
color. It's the fact that she took her staff and made a lightsaber.
Yeah, that was the coolest
And that's
part.
cool as
I
fuck,
didn't
too.
I didn't realize that until this time.
though. I wanna
But
buy that. I want to buy that.
I want it.
Yes.
That's my new favorite.
bro, they didn't
lightsaber.
even come out with the fucking sling blade one.
Not yet. Give it time.
They should if there was
What's
any
Sling
time.
Blade one?
The Dark Side
her Dark
Ray.
Side Ray one.
Oh, that one's stupid.
No, but that's an easy toy to make.
It is.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
an easy toy. I would have bought it.
Pokes a lot of
It would
eyes,
break
though.
real easy, I bet.
It has to have.
You
like,
remember the
magnets.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
disc thing?
Yeah, that looked
It'd
like
be
it
that
broke
strong.
real easy.
No, that thing comes out so violent. You used
Does
to
it
have
really?
one, didn't you?
Yeah, that thing's dope. You could literally decapitate a man with that thing,
I don't think that's true.
dude. My friend Boromir.
Doesn't get decapitated, so
Somebody in that
you're,
movie does.
You're thinking Eddard Stark.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Same actor, different character.
Game of Thrones
sorry,
spoilers,
Sean
guys.
White Walkers.
Yeah, that was cool. I really liked her lightsaber.
Yeah.
Black handle as well.
It was like kind of golden black, and then I
It
like
was-
the way
black,
she turns
yeah.
it on too. It
Yeah.
was tight.
I mean, it was great. Like it was
Would
her
buy it at
staff.
Disneyland.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, which I didn't pick up the first time.
exactly.
Shoulda.
fucking nerds, guys. Come on, step your shit up.
Sorry,
We're doing a podcast about Star Wars.
I
and
was
you
too
can't even take
busy.
note?
I was too busy looking at the color, been like, she weak.
I actually, like, she kind of reinvigorated the color for me.
Who else has yellow?
It's gold.
Who else has gold?
No one in canon.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah,
Doesn't,
he's,
if I
he's, he's the only person in canon.
doesn't-
Plo
no,
Koon? Plo Koon's
Look,
is
is
orange.
orange for sure.
it's the same thing.
It's actually not.
No, it's not. Got him, dude.
Clearly, we know who the bigger
Dude,
nerds
look up
here
your
are.
primary color chart, dude.
It's a slight off color.
Yeah, but there's
than the
blue,
one
but then
that's
there's
in.
also cyan.
So do you want a
Light
gold bar or do you want an orange bar, Marco? What do you want, man?
Which one's in canon?
What? Both.
Are they?
No, I was making like do you want a bar of gold or a bar of orange? Like a bar.
Juice wax.
Is it like an actual orange that's in the shape of a bar? Because I feel like that would do really well on eBay.
It would do really well on eBay, but a bar of gold, bro.
I'm just
it's probably
saying.
gonna be more expensive.
Like I don't. I think it's like a color that's like different, but at the same time, it's just the orange lightsaber.
Yeah. Hey man, some people are colorblind. It's cool. We get it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You have a disability.
I'm just saying, just because you got a new Star saber color doesn't make it any cooler.
On your benefit, it was only in the
Oh.
movie for like 0.3 seconds.
I have a great thing I want to bitch about.
Okay.
I totally forgot about this.
So we really like this movie. If you couldn't,
No, this
tell.
isn't even about the movie, but it is about.
I think
seeing
this
the
is the
movie.
best. This is the best Star Wars ever made.
I do like it a lot, but let's get to that in a sec because did you guys both saw it in IMAX? So you clearly saw the ad for Tenet.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't an ad. It was a prologue.
Okay, whoop-de-fucking-do. That shit was out of nowhere. It was awkward, out of place, and the next trailer was for a Pixar movie.
Yep.
After they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're just about, we're all like, oh, fucking Star Wars.
On the
Star
real though,
Wars,
that
kids
movie
in
looks
the
dope
theater.
as fuck.
Yeah, I'm actually upset that I missed it the second time.
I was just
Got
upset
there
that
late.
that long of a trailer was in my movie.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
it was
it
a- it was
cut
a
to
whole
a
movie.
trailer for a Pixar movie.
Yeah, dude,
right
it was
after.
a straight up short film.
It was.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, most of
was
the short
cool.
films that we get before movies are about people going to the fucking movies and enjoying a fresh
Those are
Coke.
terrible.
They're trash.
Hi, my name's Matt, and this is my indie short film. For
Hope you
Regal.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fucking garbage. Oh, my thing I wrote in a script is that a guy goes to the movies and he's happier afterwards. And he
Oh
buys
no,
a
no, no,
Coke.
dude! The one I saw, literally, the girl finds a genie
Uh-huh.
and wishes to go to the happiest place in her life, and
is
the
the movie
genie takes her to the movies, gets her a Coke, a bag of popcorn, and then they sit down. And the genie says, "Get this, I would wish to go here too."
Hate it. What college is that?
You're gonna go
Emerson?
see Aladdin, by the way.
No, Emerson College. Fuck Emerson College.
yeah,
I don't know
no.
if that's actually what it is. I hope
It was bad, man.
Yeah, every time I
bad.
see those, I'm like,
Also-
you go to film school and you're not impressing me.
Something else to bitch about that's about going to the movies and not the movie itself.
Right.
Don't fucking use your cell phone in movies.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty standard.
It's fucking annoying as shit when
People
there's one
definitely-
light and you're trying to watch a movie and
You
all
ever had
you
a guy
can see.
just literally talking on the phone? I had a guy trying to sell a couch for like the first half of some movie.
Jesus.
I don't even remember what it was.
I would have been like, "Hey, man,
No, we were. We
You
called
gotta
him
go
like, hey,
outside.
what the fuck? I wish I remember what movie that was because
I
we were
saw
just
him,
like,
the motherfucker was scrolling through Facebook trying to message his friends and shit. I'm like, dude,
you're in the
there's-
you
theater."
spent $20 to be
Right?
here.
Yeah,
Why are you looking at your phone?
even more bad, like somebody else bought him a ticket and he's just doing that. I'd be like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, man, that's some bullshit.
Go ask for a
This is why I
refund
don't-
and buy me some Skittles.
this is why I don't like taking people to the movies.
Oh,
I
because
just
you
want
think
to go.
they'll text
I
you?
just want to go. I just want to go watch my movie in peace and silence.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like going in the morning as well. I've a appreciation for going in the morning.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like going late at
A
night.
little bit of sunlight.
Except the whole day ahead of me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of trips me out because usually, like when you go in, like the sun's super down, and then it's like mid afternoon, so it feels like you missed this entire transition, and it's just fucking weird.
Yep. But then I still have like 8 hours to go. You know,
That's fair.
that was nice. Took a little nap.
That's fair.
It's always in a casino here, though. So it's a little anticlimactic in the end.
So back to Star Wars. I do think that the most well cinematographed lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars is in this movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
When Rey and Kylo are fighting through the Force, and like she cuts open a thing of berries on the planet,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it falls down on
Yeah.
the ground in the ship.
That was
part is
great work.
really cool.
That was great work.
What's weird though is I really liked that fight the first time I watched it, and I really disliked the one on the Death Star the first time I watched it. And then when I watched it again, the first fight felt really short, and then the one on the Death Star was fucking excellent.
I thought they were both pretty good because it was like a story based fight. Like the first time, you can tell that Kylo is definitely taking like the edge over it because it's kind of like the story that they're kind of putting. And in the second one, she's getting a little bit more aggressive and it's building up. So it's like it's not just like, oh, we're gonna fight because we're both right here at this place and we both looking for that thing that I have. It's just like, no, we're fighting because we for real got problems. Like we if I see you, I'm fighting you on sight.
And dude, like one of the
and it's not even on like together. It's just like, I know you're a vision right now. I'm still throwing hands. You know
one
what I'm
of the
saying?
most powerful moments in the entire movie is when Rey realizes she's losing on the Death Star, and like all of her throws are just like this tired desperation. And then Leia does her bitch move, and then for whatever reason she kills him and then heals him.
Yeah.
I thought the Force
Should've
healing
just
was
killed
so
him.
fucking stupid.
She just killed him. You know what gets me about the Force healing is like they'll do the breathing, so it's like.
Yeah, no, when Kylo is Force healing Rey, that shit is just way too long and super fucking
Bro,
awkward.
it's just like.
And then they kiss.
I just wish they were
so
like.
fucking
whoa,
stupid.
whoa,
It's so
whoa.
stupid.
Yeah, I didn't mind it
Like,
the second
make
time.
out longer next time. Like, what the fuck? I'm just kidding.
Apparently, like, if you observe the scene a little bit more closely, they cut out Rey's dialogue because it's so obvious that her face is moving and Kylo is like straight up listening to her. Like you can see him looking at her eyes and then down to her lips, like he's actually paying attention to what she's saying. No audio.
Oh, right, because it's just like,
And then they kiss. I think if the dialogue was good enough, whatever she said could have made or break that kiss. And for
Find out
me,
in the director's cut.
absolutely, like there was more chemistry between her and Finn in the first movie than there's ever been romantic chemistry between the rest of like the other two.
Yeah.
For all three movies.
Yeah. Well, she got a path to chase.
Yeah, man. Like, could you imagine
tried.
if like before you and Sarah had ever kissed, she made you accidentally think you killed your best friend?
Damn.
It's a power move.
Right?
It's something you respect.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
And
like
then,
it.
and then she stabs you in the stomach.
Yeah, you don't like
You
it.
start bleeding out. She's like, "Oh shit, my bad. Here's a Band-Aid."
I like how you killed me. I'm sorry. Like I was like, I had to. And you're like, yeah, but you still killed me though. Like you really did. And I feel like that was like something that they brushed over because it's like,
Yeah.
he comes back and he's just like, oh my God. And I'm like, bro, she killed you. Like you got to say something to her. Like,
Yeah, and that's beef squashed. Everyone.
yeah.
knows
And then
that
she's like, yeah, I'm
revival
gonna
or
steal
not.
your fucking plane now. And you're like, this is the second one he's lost this movie. Like, get it together, Kylo.
Yeah. Well, you've seen his hair.
Yeah, I mean, he lost 2 in that fucking movie. That's nuts.
He loses every single fight. It is terrible.
Yeah, and somehow he's my favorite Darkseid character in the entire saga.
Bold
Somebody's
statement.
just gonna find Darth Vader's helmet on that planet and be like, no, they
No,
blew
he
that
took
planet up.
He took
Oh, he
it.
took it with him.
Yeah, because it drops
Couldn't let
in
it go.
front of him. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's never
Fuck, this thing's
showed,
heavy.
but I mean, that dude pretty much jerks off to it in a corner. So why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but
I'd
not
jerk off on
anymore, you know. Like he's moving on.
Why on that scene on the Death Star was Han Solo so clear?
Memory, not a Force ghost.
Oh, okay. It was just a memory then.
A lot of
That's
people are
stupid.
speculating that because Rey used her Force on him, that's essentially what redeemed him, what made him see the light. And
So it's just a memory.
That memory was just the light side of the Force doing homie a solid.
Yeah. See, because I was like, well, how is it that fucking Luke was a ghost and like all fuzzy, and then you just give Han Solo like, hey, Harrison Ford's back in this.
Because
Hey, what's up,
he
kid?
like Harrison Ford wasn't Force sensitive. And
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking too.
yeah, so not a Force ghost, just a memory. He even says it like, I know you're just a memory.
Ah, gotcha.
Because you're not glowy. That's what it meant.
We agreed that Luke was the most powerful Jedi.
I think we
Yeah.
said that, but honestly, I've
Obi-Wan.
always found Luke to be pretty.
You think
lame.
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan for sure.
You think even at this point, Obi-Wan is still the most
100%.
Really?
100%.
I think Luke in this movie makes a very well in the last movie
Considering
made
most
a
of them
strong
die and
case.
Obi-Wan
In
is
the
older
in the
one
last
with that
movie,
much
he made a
training.
strong case, but he was using maybe in the Force, but
That's what I'm saying. But isn't like all of Jedi-ery like how
Jedi
strong
or no?
you are?
I
within the
think
Force?
I think if you pit Obi-Wan versus Luke in a lightsaber battle, Luke's getting his itty bitty ass kicked. I think Luke could probably do more force lifting than Obi-Wan can.
he's a good Force lifter.
He force lifts way more.
But I think
What's your force
overall, I mean, Obi-Wan is his teacher, so
Yeah, but he's far surpassed what Obi-Wan is able to do.
And also, like, I mean, if we're being real, Yoda's probably the strongest Jedi out there.
Maybe. I think it's Luke.
Yeah, Luke's
I mean,
definitely not as strong as
Yoda on his deathbed was able to do everything Luke was able to do as a Force ghost.
It's true.
So,
You could like zap trees and stuff with lightning.
yeah.
He did use the lightning. So then how come Yoda can use the lightning? But
Yoda
not
didn't
him?
He's
use
dead,
the lightning.
bitch. No more rules.
I think it was more that he controlled nature.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he
'Cause
forced
he
lightning.
takes it and then he like throws it right back to him.
The book.
No,
Right.
and this is in part 3 or part 2 when he's fighting Palpatine. Or is that part
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
yeah.
no, yeah. I think he's just
You're thinking of
using
when he
the
fights
Force to
Dooku.
redirect rather than using lightning.
2? A lot of plot holes in this Jedi-ery.
Yeah, there are.
Jedi-ery.
That's why the games are better.
The Sith throne looks hella corny to me.
The Sith throne was trash. Why the fuck do you want a planet on or a throne on some godforsaken planet? That's
This is-
incredibly
yeah, I mean,
difficult to get to.
Somebody build me this chair.
Also, why is he
Truthfully.
so obsessed with destroying the fucking galaxy?
I know.
Like, it
What
doesn't
does he
make
get out of
any
that?
sense.
He's the simple man.
I think he's just like
he
pissed
really
at this
is.
point.
Yeah.
He wants revenge on everyone else for not throwing him down a well.
I
but
do like
inadvertently.
They should've
like
cut
the
him in
whole
half.
the whole line like your father threw me down the shaft. I shall now throw the last Skywalker down.
Yeah. His lines at the end where he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I'm really over y'all now." I was like, he is throwing some great lines out there.
I fucking hate Palpatine, but Ian McDermott or
Yeah.
however the fuck you say his name, fucking great actor.
Never seen him in anything else.
I don't think he's ever been in anything else.
He is
He's just
Palpatine.
been
He
in
is
all
Palpatine.
3 generations of Star Wars,
Impressive.
which can be said about no one else except for C-3PO.
What about-
Anthony Daniels,
Yeah.
still the same guy.
I think Peter Mayhew as well.
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
Mayhew is the first one, right? Or no? Oh, he was up until the last one.
Yeah.
He
I
was.
think
definitely
that's when he died.
Yeah, it was like last year, or this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure even then he probably has at least one scene.
No, I think he died before The Last Jedi.
Before they started filming. No, I meant like in The Rise of Skywalker. I thought
No, he was dead before then.
Yeah.
so. Chewbacca did die.
The throne was bad. Everything else about that planet I loved.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Oh,
Like,
everything else
the
about that
fact
planet.
I like
They
what
had a
what I
sky
really
roof.
loved about that planet that you kind of touched on earlier is every time the lightning went off, I can't tell if that was part of the soundtrack or a sound effect.
Yeah.
And it's always
Yeah.
a cool effect.
I like the lighting because it almost made each character had 2 different looks. Mm-hmm. So like you would get the lighting from this side and then the lighting from this side, but it would have like a different facial feature,
Yeah.
like structure. And I thought like especially with the Emperor, you'd get the lighting from this side and it was like one face and then like the other. I thought that was great how they did
I did.
that.
I think they left the scenes way too dark for way too long though.
Yeah, I
Like
think
the
that's
fact
fair.
that I was struggling to see Palpatine all the fucking time.
At least until his
really-
eyes started to glow.
Yeah, really fucking bothered me.
Well, that IMAX, I feel like IMAX 3D was really good for some of those scenes, like some of the like a lot of that Star Wars movie. But then there's some scenes that did not translate as well. So watching just IMAX today, I feel like I saw everything as compared to IMAX 3D. It was like they wanted you to focus on one thing and one thing only.
Well, I mean, you were also wearing glasses. I didn't really have any problems with the 3D.
But no, like it's just what was actually like in focus on the
you're
screen.
right. You're right
Yeah.
because like they pop out specific aspects of. The
Yeah,
scene.
and it's like it was good for that, but then there's sometimes where it's just like, hey, don't worry about anything else that's going on in the background. You're just looking at this because this is like what's popping out.
Yeah.
And when I saw it in IMAX, I was just like, oh, everything is like so much clearer in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I enjoyed it a lot. I hated it the first time I watched it. I like when they said that Rey was a Palpatine. I was like, that's stupid as fuck. I said it out loud. I was so mad.
That's stupid.
You fucking cheapskate
Hey, you
bastards.
nerd! Shut up.
Oh, Babu.
I didn't really like have any expectation of what that was gonna be. So it was just
I
like,
had way too many. Like I was really.
it's got to be a dark side thing.
I was really cool with her not being anybody. I thought it would have been cool for her to be someone, but for her to be like they went too hard into it. Like Ben, son of fucking Han and Leia, the person you expect to be the greatest, bad. Rey, this ultimate badass who is kicking ass as a Jedi. Palpatine. Like,
I think
it was too
the trend
inverse.
there is like that's also what they want you to think Luke is at first, but then Luke turns out to be Vader's son. So it's like the same thing almost.
It's a flip on that, I guess.
Yeah, as is most of the new trilogy. It's just
Which is all
flips on the
all
same
Star
stuff.
Wars.
But yeah, it's okay with me.
I can't wait to see what we get next. I'm really curious to see what Ryan Johnson
That's a big
does.
thing. Like, so I keep trying to figure out if that's like I know that Benioff's thing has been canceled, but Ryan Johnson's thing is still.
As far as I've heard,
What's his project?
he's just doing a trilogy. They're
giving him 3.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, if you have control of all 3 and you don't have to pick up the slack of somebody else, and
Yeah,
somebody
I
else
think
is
that
gonna
was the
pick it up
biggest
after you.
the biggest mistake that Star
Yeah.
Wars made was not making this a cohesive trilogy created by one person.
Yeah. Well,
Or
even
the
then, just
same
have it written, and then go from there.
Yeah. Like,
You can have 3 different people direct
and
it.
what's
but-
funny is like I saw some criticism because like they didn't do that with the original Star Wars. Like it was 1 and then it was 2 and then it was 3. They were all written individually with no clear plot in mind. But that doesn't mean that they were fucking great because of it. It means that if fucking Lucas would have wrote a trilogy and then filmed a trilogy, it could have been so much better if it was planned
I think
out.
Lucas
properly.
actually did write his own trilogy.
The prequels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like
No, he did.
of the original.
What I'm saying is that
didn't do
he
them
wrote
all.
4, and then after he wrote 4, he wrote 5. It's not like he wrote 4, 5, and 6, and then filmed 4, 5, and 6. He wrote 4, filmed 4, wrote 5, filmed 5,
Okay, I
wrote
gotcha.
6, filmed 6.
Right.
There was no continuity in his writing. It was just like, hey, you know what would be cool?
was
Luke's
like,
his father. He should kiss Leia. And then we get to episode 6.
I want the
Leia's
father
your
to kiss
sister.
Leia.
Like,
Hey guys, bad idea, but that's your sister now. We'll figure this out.
Welcome back to set.
Yeah, welcome back to set.
You two are related now. You two are related.
You two are
now.
related. You guys are gonna have sex.
On Solo Chewie, you two are related now.
You're dying. You're dying. You're dying. You in the back. No, not you. No, I guess you too. Yeah, you're also dying.
You want to be on the Death Star?
You want to be on the Death Star? You want a job, kid? Huh? What's your name? You're dying. Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's dying.
Everyone's dying.
But everyone's saying that this. You guys are all saying this is the best.
no.
Where do you rank this one?
I don't know, man. I'm really torn because I've never criticized the Star Wars
Search your
movie.
feelings.
Like when
find that hard to
when I
believe.
got done watching this movie, I fucking spent like 30 minutes just writing in the notepad on my phone like this is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. You're
What'd
a
you
fucking
write?
idiot.
Pull it out.
Read
Pull
that
it out.
bitch in full with funny voices.
Yep.
Where do you rank this movie?
I think it's the best of the new ones for sure. It's hard to say. Like I think it's definitely in the top 3 of the overall for me.
Okay, I like that.
Knights of Ren wasted. Being a Palpatine sucked. Anticlimactic. It was just more of a
Was that?
successful
Did you put
windy
a question
fight.
mark at
No.
the end of it? Okay.
Also, Force Lightning OP. Voices were nice, but in hindsight,
Oh
give me
yeah,
some
it
fucking
was
ghosts.
super OP. He blasted everyone out of
Yeah.
the sky. That was super
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Okay, continue.
the
Wait, what
lightsaber-
was the last one?
Voices
Jedi
were nice in
voices.
hindsight. Give me some fucking ghosts. The lightsaber fights were way too heavy.
Did they not do that in Rebels, where they had like all the other Jedi come to?
I didn't finish Rebels, so I don't know. But I think so.
I feel like okay.
But then, so the lightsaber fights were too heavy, but then we got sick flips at the end, and it was utterly useless. It was against the utterly useless Knights. The first Kylo Ren fight was shot beautifully, but not the Jedi's fight I wanted. I kept thinking, stop jumping like a Jedi and fucking fight like one.
You're just like letting this fucking Jedi fight. Fight like stop jumping like a Jedi.
Like
Like
you're
fucking
on the
Morpheus,
sidelines.
stop trying to hit me
J.J.
and hit
Abrams
me.
jumping Jedi Abrams.
Rey's transition was way too heavy-handed. And
Oh,
far
you didn't like her
outshine-
transition from
I didn't.
Jedi
She,
to man?
No, like she didn't really have that heavy of a struggle with the dark side in either of the movies. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's like she's fucking being overthrown by darkness.
I do
because
love that
guess
she
what?
used the
She's
lightning.
finally a
That was cool.
Palpatine
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
They kind of teased it in part 2.
What
though.
if like you just got like,
Barely.
Yeah.
you just get like a letter in the mail, right? And it's like a 23andMe that you didn't order.
And then
that's the
you
plot. That's the
don't
plot.
open it.
That's the plot to Harry Potter.
You
It's like
don't
Hitler's
open
your
it,
dad's dad.
but suddenly you get more anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And then you open it and find out that you're somehow related to Hitler.
Yeah, Hitler's
Like,
your dad, and then you're
that's
like,
how this movie
oh, I
felt.
really don't like Hitler. Guess what? Hitler's still alive. Now you got to go kill Hitler with your cousin.
I think that Rey going too hard into the dark side really overshadowed Kylo's rise of Skywalker.
She was Skywalker.
No.
We are
You saw at the end of a
Skywalker.
different movie then.
She took on the name, but the rise was Ben fell and then rose, but
Then he
died.
fell again.
Yeah.
I like how she buried the lightsabers.
I didn't. I thought that was fucking stupid.
Why?
It
It was
felt,
She should have well
felt like an
wielded
insult
3 of
more
them
than
at once. Like Zorro.
What?
It's an
Fight
anime
one.
reference. It's an anime reference.
Wield 3
Yeah, no, I
swords at
thought
once.
that was really insulting to fans in general. Like you're just gonna bury the things that
moving on, bro.
represent my trilogy. No.
Trilogy's gone, bro.
Poe was great, but they didn't give him room to grow. They dwelled on what he should have learned last movie, and then he instantly got it after talking to Lando. Be with your friends.
Thanks, old man.
It felt
Oh,
like
that
they-
was a good message. I remember like seeing that, and I was like, great message.
It was.
Great message.
It was. But is it really fucking great enough to have an epiphany that changes your entire attitude when someone died to try and teach you a lesson?
Nakama.
Hey, did you see that they use that force, like the lightning jump to blow up another Star Destroyer?
The fuck are you talking about?
The Holdo maneuver?
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
how she like that? They do
I
that
don't-
on another planet. You know when they're doing
when
the
they're
montage?
when they're showing Endor with Wicket
Yeah.
and the other Ewoks.
Someone else did that light speed jump, and it's like cut another destroyer in half. I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty cool that they put that in there.
It felt like they took key points of The Last Jedi and wrote this new movie like nothing else existed. I'm certain everything wrong with this movie came from The Last Jedi criticism. The movie just felt disjointed. It needed to be written by one consistent group of writer, and it shows that it wasn't. None of the consequences meant anything. 3PO crushed me, only to be undone. Chewie would have been such an intense thing, undone. Finn's ending was garbage. It didn't amount to anything. He didn't
thought he was gonna
get
sacrifice himself in
anything.
that part.
Like literally anything would have been better than a platonic hug from every single character.
Yeah, baby.
Rose was forgotten.
Love you
Hand on back.
as a friend.
Rose was forgotten. Leia was mad. There was a lot of missed opportunities.
Leia was mad?
What?
You say Leia was mad?
Meh. Like bleh.
Meh.
Eh. I guarantee you that once the Blu-ray for this movie comes out, there's going to be like one single cut of movie that pretty much cuts everything out of The Last Jedi to make a more cohesive trilogy.
I want to see if there's
Maybe like
if there's
hashtag-
a edit that people make that just make all 3 movies into one, like they did
Yeah.
like past ones.
Yeah, and they're going to cut out 90% of The Last Jedi to make it. And I guarantee you it'll flow better if The Last Jedi didn't exist. Which is a fucking problem when you're writing a trilogy.
You made a trilogy of trilogies.
Or it's the problem with having a fan base that just nitpicks too much.
It's
That's
very
very
true.
true.
That being said, let me finish my. Oh, is this a saucy one?
Which only meant Rey getting adopted. Or sorry, there's going to be a cut of The Last Jedi that exists to make it right with Rise of the Skywalker, and Rise of the Skywalker only meant Rey getting adopted, which is fucking stupid. Han Solo +1, Voices of Jedi +1 Ashoka, +1 for Rebels Jedi, +1 for Luke, -1 for shitty Leia audio. And then in all caps, why do the Knights of Ren suck? They literally were the most ominous figures, and then they were annihilated. How do we get Kylo? How did Kylo get to the horribly named with planet? What the fuck?
Exegol.
Okay.
He had a wayfinder.
Why didn't Palpatine have a lightsaber? That could have redeemed everything.
Oh, you know,
One last badass fight.
I forgot that like they kind of duel it out at the end, and I was like, oh, he pulls a lightsaber out. He never
You
pulled
know-
a lightsaber out. And I was like, God damn it, he should.
You know what's cool? In the fucking Clone Wars, he dual wields.
Yeah.
Do you know who was also dual wielding at the end of the fucking movie?
At the end of
No, in the Clone Wars TV show.
Oh.
He dual wields lightsabers. And they also dual wield lightsabers at the end of Rise of the Skywalker. And how great would it have been to see someone who was inhabited by all of the Jedis fight like a real fucking Jedi
Yeah.
against the Sith Lord?
you know,
School the fuck out of him.
why'd she die?
Rey?
Yeah.
for no good fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, why would inhabiting all of the good side of the Force?
And then all you did was deflect lightning.
That's literally it.
You know,
Mace
that
Windu
part
had to
got me.
fall out of a Windu to die.
Mace Windu
Mace
fell out of a
Windu
window.
fell out of a window, never to be seen do again do.
Too much name drop of the Sith and rituals and pulling strings with little payoff. The pacing of the first hour was terrible. It felt too fucking fast. It should have been a 3-hour movie. You're ending the saga. Let it be long. The lightsaber fights were far, far too similar to that of the original.
The movie's it's a long movie. I forgot how long.
2.5. Yeah.
It's got some girth.
The lightsaber fights were far, far too similar to the originals. Stop. You had these awkward practical wire jumps. Just give us some dope-ass fights. For the love of God, we need a writer and director who doesn't fucking hate the prequels and want to suck the original fanboys' dicks. There's an entire fandom that grew up with the real Jedi and the Old Republic. So,
And Jar Jar Binks.
and Jar Jar Binks. I can
He's
give a
part-
fuck about Jar Jar
he's
Binks.
part of it.
But such a poor fucking setup for the
Oh, it's still
Emperor.
going.
Also, Hux got the shit under the stick.
I know, like I forget. I was gonna bring that up earlier, but yeah, that scene with
Was that
Hux is
everything?
interesting,
everything.
and his reasoning behind it too was just like kind of
So,
so
fucking
petty.
bullshit.
It made sense. It really did, though. Honestly, like
I don't care.
like the whole time I was like, "Oh, Hux is a traitor, easy." And
No,
like,
you weren't.
it's so easy to tell. Like, so like you watch it from the beginning, like you watch it the second time, you're like, "Oh, Hux is obviously the traitor." Like it's just so like in your face, and then it's like it happens. You're like, "I should have seen this coming." And then you do.
It's cool.
Yeah. That being said, I loved Hux. Like
Yeah.
I said, I love all those generals. I think Hux was probably one of the better
That
ones.
guy's
Yeah.
definitely a Weasley, right? Like one of the Weasley
Yes,
brothers.
he is one of the older Weasley
Oh,
brothers.
is he really?
Yeah, he's the dragon tamer one, I believe.
You know, that's the stereotype to me. It's like, I don't know, you know, not all brown people looking like, I don't want to say all pale
Say it.
face,
Say
So
it.
they tapped all
red
this
Say
hair,
it.
red
Hollywood
facial
for that,
hairs.
We
so.
do. We look very much
Y'all
alike.
do look alike, though. I'm
It's
sorry.
literally just pale hair, freckles in beneath a red beard, or in between a red beard and brown hair, or red hair. It's really.
Okay.
It's
One
exactly
Louise
the
is
same.
pretty funny. Holding for General Hugs. This is Hugs. Okay, I'll wait. One of the best lines. I love
Those
that.
would be the best.
Yeah, yeah. I would probably put. I still think Revenge of the Sith is the best. I would put this one as probably the best of the new ones for
So
sure.
where did you rank? I wish I had the previous rankings. Oh, we didn't do all of them. We just did best.
Yeah,
and
we just
worst
did best, worst,
I like a
favorite.
Yeah.
fucking full stack of them.
Yeah,
like a bracket.
yeah. I would probably put this as number 3.
Oh, what's number 2?
Number 2 is probably
I think it's like
Episode 5.
I would
or
say
Rogue
Rogue
One.
One, Revenge of the Sith, Rise of Skywalker, or Rogue One, Rise of Skywalker, Revenge of the Sith.
If you had to, well, yeah, let's take Rogue One out of it.
Yeah, if Rogue One out of it, it's
Yeah.
Because
probably
you only want the Skywalker saga.
it's probably
Yeah.
5 or 6. I haven't watched 6 in a while. I did just rewatch 5. It's fresh in my mind.
I feel like 5 is better.
5 is better, but that space worm scene is just so dumb. They have one
Oh.
dumb fucking scene in every movie.
In every Star Wars, there's just one scene, like one 15-minute scene that you're like,
Yeah.
hey,
Why is this here?
can we cut all this? They're like, no, it builds character. Are we sure?
Yeah. Totally useless.
Sounds like they're staying consistent at least.
They are.
I would say
They are.
Revenge, Rise of Skywalker. Probably 5.
Yeah, because I mean, you have Hoth, and then you have like.
Ooh, which one's better, 6 or the Rise of, or the Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Do you agree?
I really like the fight with the Praetorian Guards.
I don't know. I like Force Awakens better than Last Jedi, I think.
Oh,
Interesting. I think.
break it down. Why? Then you guys
I don't
fight.
know,
to
it's just
the
like
death.
you're like like it had like a certain charm to it because it was like the first time we'd seen Star Wars in like a decade, and then you're like meeting all these new characters, and there's all these familiar things, and you're like, damn, this is tight.
Yeah, I just the only reason why I don't like it better is because it's like it is episode 4 with a skin on it,
It is.
and that bothers me. Oh, good.
Try it again. You want to drink?
I don't know how I put 4 down.
It's close. So what's
So
next?
did you absolutely hate it?
Absolutely hate what?
Star Wars.
This new one?
Yeah.
I did the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I
Have
went
you
in,
watched it again?
Yes.
Okay.
I went in with really, really high expectations.
Oh, okay.
Like really, really high expectations.
you went really hot for it.
fair, though.
And that like
like
everything
you
was
can.
just bad.
Yeah.
When I watched it like that. And then after I had seen it, I was talking about it with a lot of different people, and all those conversations were like, okay, so this wasn't that bad, this wasn't that bad, this wasn't that bad. And I went to see it again, and everything just kind of fit so much better. The pacing of the first hour didn't feel as breakneck. The lightsaber battles didn't feel as stiff or heavy. They felt cool. I picked up on little things like there were more lightsaber twirls that reminded me of the prequels.
Yeah.
When you see Luke and Leia fighting each other, when you see Kylo kicking the shit out of the Knights of Ren, and Rey fighting the Sith people.
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like the most Star Wars that there could have been.
I don't think so. I think
You think Rogue One does a
Yes.
better job of being
Yeah.
Star Wars than that one?
I watched more. I watched Rogue One Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I don't remember. But the space battles way better in Rogue One.
I do kinda remember that too.
The only thing that was better about Rise of the Skywalker was it had more lightsaber fights, but nothing matched the Vader scene.
From Rogue
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
the Vader scene was just like.
What you want is a massacre.
Which movie do you think had the best space battles? Do you think Rogue One?
Rogue One, hands down.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Plus, you have the reused footage from the originals, so it has like that authenticity and like holy shit moment.
The way they tie it all together is
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't think Rogue One was written the best. Like you could tell it was heavily edited, and there
needed
were a
too
lot
much
of
of it.
scenes that were just cut.
Yeah.
But overall,
rebel.
like those, like the first time you watch that movie and you don't realize everyone's gonna die, that last, like as soon as they land on Scarif, it is the most tense fucking movie ever.
Yeah. And then at the end, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, this is what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. It's really true.
It's really
It's the
really
Pearl
good.
Harbor of Star Wars movies.
It really is. I think that's kind of why I like that one, too, because I really love war movies as well.
Yeah.
But I
Definitely
think
fits that, yeah.
Rogue One kind of has that feel to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what do you guys hope is next for Star Wars?
Old Republic or
Movie.
like I don't care what's next for Star
HBO
Wars.
series.
Like you could make any fucking Star Wars story that you want to make. Give me Jedi lightsaber battles that don't homage the originals and homage the prequels instead. I saw a fucking ad on
more
Facebook.
stylistic. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an ad on Facebook of two people fighting with lightsabers just like that had better choreography than both of the movies and had a fucking minuscule fraction of the budget.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to do that with technology today too.
Yeah. And they can't fucking do it in a multi-million-dollar budget movie.
Speaking of multi-million-dollar budget movie, I wish there was more wardrobe changes throughout this trilogy.
Like different
That's serious.
costumes
Like
for
I know it's like
movie.
it's a hot take because I think the prequels and even the originals even do a really good job of changing characters' wardrobe.
They do. They do.
Granted, there's like Darth Vader that never changes,
Except Han
but
Solo.
yeah, but I think he looks like trash anyways. But Luke changes outfits all three movies.
Yes.
Same thing with Leia. Anakin, Padme had some of the best wardrobes.
I
There
will
is,
say
but-
though, Rey's outfit in general, I love it.
Yeah, but it's like
It's very classic Luke.
It
at
like
start.
it looks like a fresh take on
but
the
it,
Jedi robe.
but it wasn't Luke. It was I guess kind of from A New Hope, but it was just kind of like a new Jedi sort of look. But she never kind of stepped into that role of like I'm a badass Jedi. Or even just like a Jedi. Like
disagree.
I'm a Jedi in training.
I disagree.
She stayed from
Her literal first scene is exactly that moment in Rise of the Skywalker. She's meditating.
But
with
that's what
a
I'm saying is
fucking
like
orbit
there could have
of
been like
rocks.
a wardrobe change. It's kind of like, hey, this
He wants
isn't
new
the
shoes.
same Rey as
You're right.
the original.
Although she's not wearing the exact same outfit from the last movies. I don't.
But
think.
no, but like,
She's
okay,
got
so
she's got the hood now.
think, son of a bitch. Think of like 5 to 6. Luke's clothes.
It makes him look more dark.
But that I think that was like the thing because now he knows that he is actually as strong as he knows he is.
I think I think they made a mistake because Luke going dark sort of betrays the path that he takes. Whereas I think if they would have done that exact same thing with Rise of Skywalker and given more black accents to Rey's clothing, I think it would have shadowed better to show that struggle.
Well, yeah, like even then, like at one point she's wearing like a blue sort of suit. I think in The Last Jedi, or maybe even the first one, she has like a blue jacket or something.
I don't remember.
But it's just like subtle wardrobe changes like make the difference, and I feel like there was nothing in this new trilogy that kind of gives like that decadence of Star Wars wardrobe that's kind of like iconic at this point. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like kind of the same thing. Finn changes the entire time.
Yeah.
Poe a little bit,
Yeah.
but Rey stays the same minus a couple of changes. Which I mean, like it's
Her hair changes, but I guess
no, it doesn't. It stays the 3 little.
No, it doesn't.
It totally does. You know why? Because she puts on the X-wing helmet in Luke's thing. She takes it off. She still has the 3 little things.
Maybe I'm just reading into it, but like they had to hide her hair while they were filming The Last Jedi because it was different.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
No, it was. I mean, it's definitely the same. I don't remember The
I think
Last
it's
Jedi,
similar.
but it's still the 3
I
ponytails.
think it gets longer at one point. Like she lets more of it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
In my head, all I'm thinking of is the different skins for her in Battlefront 2. Which there really is one for each movie, so
I mean,
that tells
like,
me
yeah,
that there's at least some change there.
It's subtle, and I think that's the problem. Whereas with the originals, it's not as subtle.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, you have Obi-Wan who goes from Padawan rat tail to Jesus to fucking badass. So
Real quick.
Jesus.
real quick.
All right.
That mullet had to go, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you want next for the Star Wars world? As a person who's never seen Mandalorian yet. You can't say that.
Fun Star Wars. Fun Star Wars.
Not Mandalorian, that's for damn sure.
I think.
Different podcast.
I think Star Wars should be more fun. This movie was fun, and Rogue One was fun. It's what I feel like Star Wars should be. Like first and foremost, like a good fun story, like great characters, and I think like this movie does a really good job of doing that. Yeah. And people are just kind of like, oh well, you know, this thing, that thing is like at the end of the day, like it was an entertaining movie, you know. Yeah, and I think a lot of people miss that, just trying to like nitpick off of that, you know.
Yeah, I personally don't know what people even complained about with this movie. I just heard about it, that they were, and then
Watch the podcast when it airs.
I meant before we saw it.
What about you?
What I really want is exactly what you said, except I want the Jedi equivalent of Rogue One, where I think Rogue One gave us like the originals minus everything Jedi. And that was everything fun about the space fights, the scoundrels, the guerrilla fighting and resistance aspect of everything Star Wars. It made that fun. I want everything that was fun about the Darth Maul fight, about the Yoda Dooku fight, about all that shit turned into a Rogue One-esque movie.
Right.
Where the stakes are high, the action is intense, it's a very tense movie, and it's just fucking lightsaber battles for an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's all I want.
I think there's a definite possibility for that in the future, I think.
What about you?
More video games.
Yes.
More toys.
Yes. Because I think Fallen Order is perfect. And
me too.
everything that I wanted out of the next movie, I got in that game.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Nice.
It's a pretty awesome game, and I just think that the Star Wars license has been misused on mobile games for 5 years too long.
Yep. Hopefully we get a
I'm
Fallen
glad
Order
that they're
too,
finally
man.
moving away from it. Obviously, I would love more movies and stuff, and I'm never going to complain as it comes, but the only thing I ever care about is more.
More Star Wars.
I don't care if it gets worse.
More Star
every
Wars,
time.
honestly. More Star Wars. Like I love these big trilogies, but at the same time, like single standalones will work just as fine.
Yep.
As long as they're not as bad as Solo.
Yeah. No, I like Solo.
I still need to watch it again.
It's good.
Don't.
It's fun. It's on Netflix.
Do you want to go? I know. Do you have to get out of here?
There's not a rush or anything though.
Well, no, 'cause, this is about to die. So, want to switch over, do a little bit more, or
I
wrap
still
it up?
have to go. I just
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do we just
Same
want to
like
wrap
that.
it up now?
yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
Okay.
Plus, next week we're going to be talking about all 5 Avatar movies and our
No,
predictions
I've
for
never seen
that.
any of those.
So, I think first Avatar movie was really good.
Thanks for doing this, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I know it took
Thank-
longer to get you in here.
I
but
know. I'm a piece of
Holidays,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
entirely
next
his fault.
next year we're definitely taking Christmas off.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys having me for something as nerdy as this.
Yeah.
So.
We'll
Sure,
do
we'll
we'll do
find
the
more
watch
nerdy
alongs
avenues.
next time.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's true.
No, what we do is next time we rewatch all Lord of the Rings right before the new series comes out, and then
Oh, God.
watch the.
Oh, for the first time I've ever watched Lord of the Rings, I'm definitely down to do that.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. You're
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
Yeah. Next time on the Underachievers podcast, we watch Lord of the Rings.
That's going to take a while.
It's gonna be 2 parts.
12 hours.
Yeah, I was like, when do we have 12 hours
Never.
to do nothing?
Never,
We'll make it happen.
never.
All right, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you
No,
again.
thank
for
you.
doing
I
this.
appreciate.
And I'm glad
you guys
that
having me on here. Thank you. I have been deemed a Sith now.
Did it on the wrong side. So.
any closing thoughts.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah.
Star Wars is probably one of the most near and dear things to my entire heart. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
His
for this
entire
episode.
heart.
I appreciate you doing it, man. Any closing
it.
thoughts? Do it.
Do it.
You know, Bobby Freak's my oldest friend. And
Babu! Hey!
Don't we have to end it with another Cody impersonation?
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think of that, but I couldn't really think of
You
anything.
got one more?
You did TIE Fighter. You did
R2.
You did
Listen
R2.
on, Jar Jar
Oh,
Binks.
Jesus Christ. I guess there's no better way to end it, really.
My name's Stitch.
Thank you.
Or Hannah.
Thank you for watching in Jar Jar Binks.
You serve me humble servant. Thank you for watching the Underachiever podcast. Mr. Gangan something. Thanks, Jar Jar.
Oh, fuck, that was great.
I had like this dancing Jar Jar toy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was great.